I'm like, no, never had a desire to leave you for someone else, or
Just death.
I just wanted. I didn't even want you to die. I just said I would be okay. Like I would move on if you did.
Well,
So there's my confession
that's
to
wild.
you. Sorry.
What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to another consistent episode.
We are
Taylor
crushing
and Liz.
it.
We really are.
I'm proud
it's
of
super
us.
exciting. We figured that if you guys are going to watch and you're going to take part in the conversation, we might as well give you something of value, right? Something you can depend on, something that you can set your life on, you know? Okay, maybe it's not that serious. But yeah, no, I'm pretty excited about today's conversation, Liz, because we're talking about a subject that is near and dear to my heart. You know, like I love doing this together with you. I just love the time we get to spend with everybody. I just love that we get to, you know, just sit in a room in these comfy
You're
chairs.
such a dork.
Why?
Because you're just so silly. But I love that about you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. I love how much that you love that about me. Hey, today we're talking about how to stay in love. You clicked on this probably because you're married, or probably because you're in a relationship, or probably because you're wanting to be in a relationship of some kind. And so today we're just going to really hit on the topic of staying in love, because falling in love is easy, right? But staying in love is a lot harder.
I would say falling in infatuation is easy.
What's the difference?
Infatuation is kind of like more surface level. It's that initial attraction and giddiness.
Sure.
But if you are like me and you kind of are guarded, falling in love is actually quite hard.
Interesting. So letting your guard down, I guess, is what you're saying?
Yeah, because I can be infatuated all day long with anime characters, but I'm not in love with them yet. No, never. No, I'm not in love with them. Come on, I'm not that weird. I'm not that much of a dweeb.
Fair enough. No, yeah, I think that falling in love, I said falling in love is easy, but staying in love is harder sometimes. Now, sometimes, it's not always this way, right? Like, obviously, it's called the honeymoon phase for a reason. It's called, you know, you're in love. I don't know, you're with this person, I guess, for some reason. So it's easy a lot of times, but sometimes it's hard. And I think the sometimes is what gets us in trouble. So the whole thing got me thinking about our first date, though. And funny enough, I can remember where we sat at the restaurant that we had our first date, but literally I can't tell you anything else about that day. And you can tell me, like, how long have we been dating?
16 years.
What was the first day that we started dating? Do you know the date?
January 2nd, 2009.
That's not true. You don't know that.
It is true. Most people know the date they started dating.
Most people do not know the date.
Yes,
Most
they do.
guys, maybe?
I can tell you the day you kissed me, too. January 17th, 2009.
Man. I just don't. That's wild.
It's okay. When's our wedding anniversary?
September 27th. September 13th. September 2013.
You got the years. You were right the first time. You second guessed yourself. September 27th. So Taylor gets confused our anniversary with the launch of one of our campuses, Faith Goose Creek.
Yeah, it's tough.
So Faith Goose Creek launched September 13th, and our anniversary is September 27th.
Mm-hmm.
Years apart, but he intertwined those dates. And I've just accepted that. I don't get upset.
It doesn't help, though, that 2013... 13 is what sticks out to me, so I think I mixed that up with a date too.
That makes sense.
That sounds much more,
which is fine. Like, I know that about you, and it doesn't bother me.
Yeah, we went to after church. We went to go see a movie. Actually, we went to go get Zaxby's.
Yes, we had Zaxby's,
and then we went to go see a movie.
Marley and Me. I don't know why I chose that movie. I knew Taylor had a dog, and then that movie had a dog, and so I was just trying to earn brownie
emphasis
points.
On had a dog.
Yeah, but you still had the dog during that dating.
Had.
Oh, okay, yeah. If you haven't seen Marley and Me, spoiler. So yeah, and also the whole reason why I got a guitar and started doing YouTube guitar lessons was to impress Taylor. And as soon as we started dating seriously, I hardly touched that guitar since.
So you fell out of love with music?
No, I was just getting my brownie points.
So you were never in love with music?
No, it was actually quite hard. I don't have an ear for it.
So it's easy to fall in love, but staying in love is hard sometimes. So how is it that we stay in love? You know?
Well, here's the thing. We're going to say some things that are not going to be profound. It's not going to be the first time you've ever heard it. It's not going to be like, I've never thought of it that way. But it's just what you said before. What's commonly accepted is commonly neglected.
Right.
And so this is going to sound cliche, but they're cliche for a reason. And so you have to choose to love each other every day. It's a choice. I don't believe you just fall out of love. I believe you let bad habits become in between you and your spouse, or I
Yeah.
believe you don't choose good habits and you let initiation, fall. And so you don't really fall out of love. It's a choice. It was a slow fade, if you will.
Yeah, it's sort of the same way that you fell in love, I think. Because when you first said the phrase, I love you, to your significant other, I think it may have been after or in response to an action. This is a weird statement, so let's see if you can follow it. You first say the phrase, I love you, when it follows like a specific action because you feel like that's the right thing in that moment that you need to say. But it wasn't that thing in particular that made you love that person. It's a collection of things that they've done over the years or the months or the weeks that you've been dating them. There's several things that they've done that's gotten you to the point where it's like, okay, all of these things lined up together
And-
collectively makes me love you.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, and I was upfront with you at the beginning that I struggled to open up. And I would tell you things that I loved about you. Like when you did an action, I would say, I really love that about you. I really love this about you. I loved it when you did this. And for me, that built up with me saying, hey, I actually really love you.
Yeah.
Because you were my first, before you, I had a long-term camp boyfriend for 10 months. And so we saw each other maybe 4 times, but so
But it was love.
boyfriend, yeah, loved him so much. So you were really my first big experience, I guess, with love.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I was really infatuated with my camp boyfriend. And when we broke up, even though we never saw each other, I was heartbroken. But it was just different because once again, it was only 10 months and we only saw each other maybe 4 or 5 times throughout the year because we lived 3 hours away. And it wasn't that investment that we have now.
Yeah. So, talking about falling out of love, you said it earlier. I think you said it earlier, but you would say that falling out of love is not an event, but it's a process.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, and I think I agree with that. I think it's not one thing, I'm going to play with one area really quick that we've decided to take off the table as an option for our marriage, which is divorce. And when you finally get those divorce papers, it was not one thing that brought those papers on. It's usually a process of things, a journey of things that have taken place that got you to that point of separation to where here we are, we're ready to call it quits. So It's not an event, it's a process.
And I'm not saying, there's not special circumstances where a spouse could completely flip a 180. They kind of played the long con and now all of a sudden they're a turd or you had no idea they were cheating the whole entire time.
Sure.
And
Yeah.
so I'm not just saying all of a sudden boom, that was a slow fade because some people are really good at hiding themselves.
Still a fade though. There's a process of
Well, yeah, the person decided to no longer put on the facade, I guess.
Yeah.
But I hear, just devastating stories that we thought a couple was completely solid, but then it turns out the dude was a complete turd or the woman was a complete turd and we had no idea.
Right.
And they had no idea because they had blinders on.
Yeah. So what do you think are some of the big enemies that we face when we talk about when we talk about choosing to stay in love? What are the biggest hindrances to those?
I feel like the biggest hindrance is the comparison game. If you look at someone else's relationship or someone else's marriage and you want to compare them, or like, I wish my husband did this, like that husband did,
Yeah.
or I wished my wife looked as good as that wife, or I wish she took better care of herself physically like so-and-so did. So once you play that comparison game, you have to get to the root of it. So the root of that comparison game is you are unhappy with something in your spouse, and that is why you are comparing. And most times communication is not in effect with marriage, and so you do not communicate what you are unhappy about. We joke about this, but you did let me know, and I've let you know how I'm not the happiest with my weight right now, and you let me know that you have noticed in some outfits that I wear that my front muffin top is showing. And so you're not saying it. And when I tell like friends this, I'm like, I need to lose weight, and I'm like, no, Taylor agrees. It's not in a it's not
boom, roasted.
Yeah, they're like, what a freaking jerk. I'm like, no, because Taylor knows me at my best.
Yeah.
And we can both collectively agree I am not in my best state of health right now. It's not a physical attraction thing. It's not you being a jerk and telling me to lose weight, but it's that open communication that we have that we can both agree I'm not the best healthy eating right now, and I'm not the best physically fit right now. And so I feel like with that open communication, that's the key to staying in love. I mean, don't be a turd about it. But
I'm
yeah.
just being honest.
I'm just being honest. You're kind of fat right now.
What a jerk. I think social media does a great job of equipping the comparison game, because I'm into, since we're on the conversation of this specific thing right now,
My weight?
with like
Just
weight
kidding.
and health and fitness.
It is the weight.
I am on fitness TikTok, that whole side, because obviously I'm watching these Marine guys do these insane movements with these crazy amounts of weight and stuff like that. And so lo and behold, there are also interwoven in those people that are female, right? And so I've got to make sure that I'm guarding my mind to go, hey, I'm rejecting every bit of comparison and everything that's going to go like, my wife doesn't look like that, right? And so all those kind of things, they play into that. There's also the whole, you ever heard of the 7-year itch thing?
No.
Really?
I might have, but I forgot. Tell me.
So I don't think it's as common nowadays, probably because marriages don't last as long. But the 7-year itch thing was a concept. I guess statistically, it was proven that after you get married, about 7 years later, 7 years into your marriage, you kind of started going like, this is not what I wanted. And higher divorce rates at that 7-year mark, you get the 7-year itch.
Really? I wonder how old we were. Let's see. We've been married 10 years, and I'm 32 now, -3. So at 29.
No. Did you do from when we first got married plus 7 years?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
You think
So we were 29?
dating? Yeah, we were 29. And then like when 7 years of dating, we was in 2 years of marriage. So that was still like our honeymoon phase, I guess.
Dang, yeah, I guess so.
So because we've been together 16 years. So 29.
Every time you say that, it makes me feel so old.
It's fine. But yeah, no, I don't think there's times where you aggravate the snot out of me. And I've like, if you died, I could be okay. But I don't like plan your death or anything.
Does that have anything to do with the 7-year itch?
I'm just saying, I've never had the desire to leave you, but
I'm glad you're telling me this.
But
though.
I've had thoughts where I'm like, like when I was like so aggravated, like remember when I stormed off to Walmart at like 10 o'clock at night because you threw away bed sheets that I've been in. It's okay. So this is what Taylor does. This is probably counseling right now. Bless my Lord. I will put something in a closet and I know exactly where it's at, and it will be there for years, but I know exactly where it's at. And when I go to need it, because I know exactly where it's at, it's not there anymore. And Taylor just throws stuff away that he thinks I no longer need. Right. And it aggravates the life out of me. So this was about 10 o'clock at night. I was packing for camp, the next day, 8 a.m. In the morning. So I'm a packing procrastinator. This is what I know about me, but it's fine because I know what everything is. And so I went to go get the twin size bed sheet. Do we have a twin bed at the house? No, but I literally had those sheets in the back of the closet for camp for such a time as this.
Sure.
And he threw those away. So at 10 o'clock at night, I was livid. I was so irate. There was something something else going on. And I just like snapped.
No.
But I remember driving to Walmart and thinking like I slammed the door and I broke a nail. That's how angry I was. I remembered, and I was like, if he died, I would be okay. Never once did I think about divorce or leaving you or even
Nah, you
cheating.
just went straight
I
for
just went
the-
straight because to death do us part, man.
Straight for the what are those people on the Hercules thing that had like the little string of life or whatever, the hair?
Yeah, snip. I mean, I wouldn't even kill you. I'm just thinking, I was like, if he died, I was thinking that I would be okay. I could find love again. But that's like, I think the most
Wow.
crazy time I thought, I'm like, I'm okay if he died.
Yeah. But you still loved me.
I still loved
Yeah,
you.
so you never fell out of love, which is
No,
nice.
no. But I think that was the most, when you said 7-year itch. I'm like, no, never had a desire to leave you for someone else or
Just death.
I just wanted, I didn't even want you to die. I just said I would be okay. Like I would move
Yeah.
on if you did.
Well,
So there's my confession
that's
to you.
wild.
Sorry.
so still talking about the enemies, right, that we face to staying in love. And obviously thinking about your partner dying is not a great friend.
I didn't fantasize about it.
True, which is great. We don't want that.
No.
Definitely don't want that. But we talked about comparison being one of those big things. I think the other big enemy to staying in love is the temptation to live and the slow lean into living two separate lives.
Yep. You make comments a lot. Well, not a lot, but every once in a while you will let me know that I just feel like a roommate.
Yeah, no, it's a big thing. I think that it's a drift of focusing more on each of your separate lives when we need personal time, right? Like obviously you need time to yourself alone without me in order to refill
Amen.
and to process a lot of stuff that's happened, but not too much. Because I think that a little bit of space allows you time to process things that have happened to you. But I think too much space to yourself without your spouse leads to isolation. And it leads to you getting your own little kingdom set up and siloing away from your spouse, which is not great. Like I said, we need a little bit of personal time to ourselves because that's how we, that's how we process stuff, and that's how we deal with emotions at some level and things like that. We're not harboring things from our spouse, but we do need personal time to just go, hey, Lord, like you need to do a work in my heart because I'm about to literally wish that my husband would die as I'm breaking nails at Walmart.
I didn't wish you would die. I would just be okay if you did. That's how mad I was. But
that's crucial.
Going on with, yes, we need time apart, but not too much time.
Yeah.
But when you would say, hey, we both just get so busy, it's like you really feel like a roommate right now because we go all day and then it's late at night and we go to bed and we go straight to bed. And that's one thing that we, being our love language, physical touch is not our number one.
Sure.
Really our number two, either with either one of us with love language. We also have to make sure we practice and maintain intimacy.
True.
And whether that just be at night in the bedroom, but also like longer hugs, kisses, cuddles. We have to do that because it's so needed in that, not even physical attraction, but just that intimate attraction to each other, because it's just something that I'm always mindful of because I'm like, I'm good. You good? We love each other. Sweet.
Yeah. You have to know your limits when it comes to personal space.
And then, I mean, just knowing that's a weakness of ours so we can be more intentional about it
yeah.
as well. That really helps us.
Absolutely, yeah. I think that my biggest challenge for staying in love would be this one right here, because my family is very independent. Like growing up, it was very much, and even now, going in, getting married, I live in the same state as my parents. I live in the same area as my parents. Really, we're just like a town or two apart. But there are times where I'll go a couple of weeks without texting or calling them, and we'll go several weeks without even seeing them. And
Several
it's not-
months.
Several months. Yeah, I'm trying to give myself some grace here for the people.
Nope.
But there's moments where I'll just lose sight of how important I guess that is. And so I'll just find myself doing my own thing and not connecting with my parents and not connecting with you. And so I'll do everything in my life. I'll go to work, play with the dog, you do my hobbies, grab some food on the way home or something like that. And it'll just be my life. And if I do that too long, it will just be my life because I'll accidentally shut you out. So you really have to stay intentional about it.
Yeah,
like
and
you
then we
said.
would literally become roommates, and then all of a sudden, and this is why I feel like this is a lot of hindrance in marriage. They become roommates,
Yeah.
and then they wonder where's the physical attraction, where's the passion, where's the infatuation, where's the love,
Right.
and then when you're not careful, and I hear about this all the time with people with kids because they focus so much on the kids, and when the kids leave, who are you?
Right. They forgot.
I don't love you,
Yeah.
and it's not that the love, I just feel like the love may have changed too because I love you differently than I loved you at age 16. Thank goodness, right?
And at age 46, you'll love me different than you do now.
Yes. And so I feel
Unless
like
you
that's
killed me off
another
by then.
thing. I will not kill you off. That was my confession, and I'll never hear the end of it. But that's another thing I feel like we think love is all passionate and all infatuation and all these romantic movies. But it's not. Like love is consistent, and just that trust we built for me is what makes me love you more and more because I trust you.
Yeah, totally. So, how do we overcome those challenges that we've mentioned? Well, we found kind of that staying in love in this season, and maybe I'm overspeaking, but we've really found that staying in love, in, at least in this current season, requires we have to spend quality time together, which is just like you said earlier. So, three really quick things kind of alongside of that are really practical. One, plan regular date nights and special activities. Don't just go, oh, like our friends invited us to this thing, and so we get to hang out together there. No, you're not. That's not a date.
Well, and here's the thing too, because sometimes you can't even afford. Because right now, in case you guys are wondering, I'm still no job and no leads, but many applications in.
But you look great.
Thank you. But I'm a little overweight, but it's fine.
No.
Everything's just on fire, but we are fine. So one thing that we started doing that I really enjoy that costs no money is we've been intentional about going on morning or evening walks together.
Sure.
So for 45 minutes, our phones are either in our pockets or one of us leaves our phone at home.
Yeah.
We walk and we talk, and we usually hold hands. And so that is completely free and costs you no money.
Yeah, don't blow the bank on it. But you do need regular date nights that you plan and everything. Second one, I think, is just the importance of sharing or having shared hobbies or interests. You don't have to have, again, everything in common because you need that personal stuff to yourself, but having some things that you can do together
We don't
is
really
super fun.
have any hobbies in common. Like I'll go kayaking with you every once in a while, so I do share your hobbies with that.
Yeah.
And we
Yeah.
obviously we do church
We
together,
love Top Golf
but
now.
that's not a hobby. I mean, it was fun, but I'm not obsessed with it like you are now. But the point is, like, we don't even share hobbies that much, but we
Yeah.
can appreciate, and we like I'll choose to go kayaking with you like once or twice a month,
Yeah.
and then every once in a while you're watching an anime with me,
half an episode.
half an episode until you. But you try, and it's
true.
fun.
So, overcoming all those different enemies for falling out of love. One, plan regular date nights. Two, remember that doing shared hobbies and shared interests are pretty crucial. And then three, just balancing quality time and personal time. Keep both, but do both. You know.
I think it was like what it was the other morning. You were annoying me so much. I'm like, can you just leave for work now, please?
I was being a lot.
You were being
so
so
excited.
much,
It
and
was
I
a
just
Thursday.
wanted to stay in
Wednesday.
bed. It was a Monday, I think.
No, it was a Tuesday. That's right. Yeah.
It was
What
a
a random
Tuesday.
day.
Yeah, and I was just trying to have a lazy morning in bed, and you kept on yelling at me from the shower.
Well, can't be lazy.
I can't. I have no job.
Can't be lazy right now because we got something really cool we're gonna do. So a long time ago.
Okay, tell the people.
What are you looking at, Liz?
Just tell the
You looking
people.
at something on the table right there? Oh, snap. A long time ago, came across this game on Amazon called Lovelingual. I guess it's a play on words like bilingual or multilingual, whatever. So Lovelingual is pretty much a card game that helps you have deeper conversations with your spouse. And I thought it would be fun, Liz, if we could just play a couple of rounds
Let's
of
do this.
Lovelingual. So pretty wild. On each card, there's a question. And you can draw from the top or you can shuffle them up a little bit. But we're each going to do a couple of these and answer it live without
Looking. I just
knowing what it is. I'm so
yeah.
scared.
I chose a couple one since we're talking about family.
All right, so here we go. Ready?
Go.
I'm so scared. Okay, what's your biggest strength in our relationship? My biggest strength in our relationship, I think, is my ability to get over stuff in arguments quick. I think usually, I'm the first to apologize,
Yeah.
and it's impossible for me to hold a grudge against anybody. So eventually I'll get bored of it and be like, do you want to get ice cream or something?
And I'm always like, yes, I want to get ice
Who's
cream.
going to turn down ice cream?
No one. A crazy person, that's who.
All right, your turn.
Do you want me to answer that one or do you want me to do
Nah, you
another
got to
one?
get your own card.
My own one. Okay. What do you contribute to the relationship the most?
Cool.
I would say my financial wisdom or my business wisdom.
Agreed.
Because you're just not wired that way. So even doing the paperwork for getting our mortgage together, like you just had to show up. A lot of the times in our marriage, when it comes to business things, you just show up because I need your signature.
It's true.
And so
Try doing it without my signature. Gotta be right, right?
I think I kind of have it mimicked pretty well, but that's illegal and I would never. But
If
yeah.
I go missing, y'all, seriously, she's giving you everything you need. Just go back and watch the last episode.
So yeah, I would say like my money management because I do wonders with our budget.
Totally. I love it. Yeah. Okay, this is a family one.
Okay.
What's the thing you most hope to replicate from your own upbringing? I guess in like
from your childhood. Yeah. What do you want to replicate when we have a family?
What's the one thing you hope to replicate from your own upbringing? This one's kind of easy for me. So, growing up, we had some neighbors that lived down the street, and they weren't blood relative or anything. But my parents, my mom really, would always make it a point to invite them to any like cookouts we were doing or anything like that, so that they would always kind of feel like a part and be included in our stuff. And growing up, I think I might have mentioned this before, but I always remember just my mom being very inclusive and welcoming to those people like in our neighborhood, and we would go and pick up people from the neighborhood to take them to church and stuff like that. So it was, I guess, the thing that I hope to most replicate is hospitality.
It's just crazy because you just talked about how you could be so individual.
No, I know. It's easy. That's my default.
Right.
So yeah, hospitality.
All right. This one's an individual card.
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh man.
Come on. What does this say?
Are you truly happy?
Snap.
I would say I truly have joy.
Okay.
Because obviously right now with just a lot of stress in my life, what you guys do not know is I literally had a mental breakdown last week, just because. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Taylor's doing the peace sign, but because not having a job was really stressing me out. Yeah. As you guys, if y'all have listened to previous episodes, you know that for over a year we've been trying to have a kid, and I thought last month, this month might have been the month, but it wasn't. And then just kind of my whole family situation with grief. So when you kind of have those trifectas, and I have learned in grief counseling, just counseling in general, like there's a dark cloud, and some days that dark cloud is going to be kind of like a rainstorm. It's going to be super there and prevalent. Yeah. And other times it might be a sunny day, but those clouds are still there, you know, in the back of your mind.
Sure.
So I would say I am truly happy, but you might catch me tomorrow and it might be a cloudy day. Does that make sense?
You have joy.
Yes, that's why I don't like the word happy, because happy is kind of like what's happening around you. So if you asked me this morning, like, yeah, what's solid? Sun is shining when I close my eyes.
Okay.
But tomorrow something might trigger me in a traumatic way, just with like the loss of my sister. Yeah. And obviously I wouldn't be happy tomorrow, but I always have the joy of the Lord and the gratitude for my life.
What a mature answer, Liz.
I feel like we're in like Miss America pageant or something when they ask questions.
I'm gonna skip this one, and I'm gonna pick a past and future category for my last card.
Okay. I'm gonna pick
past and future.
Family
if a
one
crystal ball. Now hold on.
Go. You gotta do it.
Crystal balls are demonic. So first off, this completely hypothetical card is demonic. Anyways,
stop.
If a crystal ball could tell you one truth, what would you ask? Who killed John Lennon? I'm just kidding. No, we know John Lennon. We don't know John F. Kennedy. Could tell me one truth. What would you ask? Let's see. If I could know one thing.
Would it be my next job so I know exactly what to apply for?
Yeah, that'd be super handy.
That's a handy card for me. I would like to know where to apply.
Magic
Thank
mirror,
you.
crystal ball. Is my wife ever gonna have a job?
Taylor's like loving this no job list because I've been
really
keeping
am.
the house in order and cooking more.
It's so nice. I would say, if a crystal ball could tell me one truth, what would I ask? I would ask,
Well, you know the answer to life is 42.
at the end of my life, did I do everything I wanted to do?
Oh, that's a good one.
Right? Like, hey, when I die, did I do everything I wanted to do?
And if not, what was it? So you can go ahead and do it.
Honestly, I changed my answer. Crystal ball, tell me one truth.
My biggest regret.
What is my biggest regret in life?
That's a
Bam.
good one.
Bam.
Okay, mine, I picked a family one since I haven't gotten that one yet.
Okay.
How would you react if your child hit you? Oh, I would hit him back. Give it to
Lick
him.
for lick. You wanted this.
Easy. I was like, listen, no. So I would probably, here's the thing too, because I've watched both spectrums. I've seen people raise kids in multiple generations now, especially since we don't have kids.
Yeah.
And this gentle parenting thing is for the bees.
Gentle.
Like
parenting.
I do not I understand regulating emotions. And so
You have to, right?
yes.
Right.
And so I would definitely probably pop their hand. Like if they like hit me, I'll probably be like, no, we do not hit. And they know like it's out of discipline. It's not out of me retaliating, hitting them back. But I would definitely not be like, okay, let's just calm down, little Jimmy, and see
Mommy's
how
not
we
mad.
feel. Mommy's not mad. She's really sad. You really hurt mommy right now.
She's just wondering who gave you the right to hit her.
No, honestly, Howard, I would probably have you intervene in that situation, and then you would do something along the line of, that's daddy's wife. You do not hit daddy's wife.
Yeah, we would take a walk. We would talk about it.
I would probably like kind of have it with you so they know.
Yeah, we take a walk for sure. This is cool.
We haven't done this in a while.
I know.
Good job,
I'm big
us.
on card games, you guys. Like I had another deck of cards in my hand that I found in the car today. They were the hard and holy cards.
I remember those hard and holy cards.
So, yeah, but this game is called Love Lingual. So if you want to go on Amazon and pick it up, it's super cool. I was talking to Amanda the other day, and she's got a similar deck of cards that she keeps on their dinner table just to have some fun conversations with her family. So Love Lingual, it's on Amazon. Get it. Put in our affiliate code. I'm just
We do
kidding.
not have that. We don't even have an Amazon storefront. Calm
Well, we got
down.
an Amazon Prime account, so we can get 2-day.
Yeah, we
deliveries
just
on
paid that
stuff.
membership.
So good. All right. Well, hey, thank you guys so much for joining us for this episode. I think this was episode 16 in season 2. So pretty wild. We've got a lot of great content. If this is your first episode with us, go back and listen to everything back in season 1 when we were just figuring it out. Bonus points if you go back to season 1, episode 1, where we're sitting on the floor and we're literally just
This office has
talking.
changed so much.
But now we got chairs and it's a good time.
Follow us on Instagram and I'll give you a tour of our home office.
Ooh, yeah, that could be fun. Elizabeth P. Clyde at Taylor Clyde's. Good stuff. Join us next week as we talk about something else really cool. Liz is
Something
probably going to
we'll
talk about
figure out.
something wild that's happening on her nerdcation that she's going on.
Oh yeah, I'm about to
today.
go. Nerdcation's all I ever wanted.
We're going to lose subscribers
Nerdcation.
because of your constant singing every week.
I enjoy this thing even though I'm not good at it. It's fun.
Awesome. Well, hey, until next time, share this episode with somebody that needs to hear it. Leave us a comment with your thoughts. Let us know some of the difficulties that you face when you're staying in love with your spouse or your significant other. And until next time,
Bye bye.
we'll catch you later.